Ninjago is a franchise consisting of a TV series, a LEGO construction brick toy line, a cinematic movie, and perhaps few video games, all themed around 4, then 6, and now 9 colorful ninja characters, about to hit 14 consecutive years of content. With LEGO seemingly celebrating every 5th year of its existence, first with Dave the Departed and the movie, which actually was supposed to come out in 2016, and then the 10th anniversary with a dedicated toy line appropriately called Legacy, with iconic early sets Remade giving us reimagined figures of the ninja and some villains, later also giving us special golden collectible anniversary figures. With year 15 on the way, what can we expect from LEGO to celebrate it? Finally making a Shokan video game, not limited to a single console? Or perhaps following the 10th anniversary footsteps, once again making legacy content? No matter how much I would love to see a video game, the second suggestion seems more realistic and plausible. And so I'm gonna put myself into LEGO's shoes and try redesigning some of Ninjago's earliest and most iconic ninja outfits. But first of all, let's establish some rules. The first one is quite obvious. The suits cannot be one-to-one carbon copy. They have to be distinctly different from the original suits. That's to ensure I actually put some creative thought into them, and not just rip off the original ones. The second rule is also pretty obvious. Past Legacy suits have used the 2019 mask piece, the one introduced for Legacy, also later used in Season 11, so we're gonna stick with that unless we're redesigning a suit with a Ha mask. That's because I want my suits to be consistent and also matching with the official ones. The next one is that with the mask also comes the armor piece. Not all of them fit the 2019 mask, so we're gonna have to figure something out. And the last rule is not actually a rule, it's a goal. The goal to make something that actually looks like an official LEGO product. And I don't actually know any official design rules or tips. I just don't want to use techniques such as gradients, using non-existent colors or overusing transparent parts. I think that's everything for the rules. So let's move on to the very first 40 minutes of content called the Pilots, also known as Way of the Ninja, introduced us to two different suit lines for every ninja, the Trainee and Dragon Extreme. Nowadays, especially thanks to Dragon's Rising, we're no stranger to getting 2 or more suit lines per Ninjago's installment. But the very first installment getting that treatment is kinda surprising, since we didn't get it again until Season 4. I kinda admire the trainee suits for their simplicity, and seeing how when Pink Zane was released in 2020, almost 10 years later, the design still stands, I think there is no need to improve upon it. The DX outfits, however, I think deserve a little upgrade. I wanted the dragon on this outfit to be a bit sleeker and more elegant as opposed to the bulky and kinda messy original. I also added this line to at least make it seem like an outfit and not a onesie. And let's make it shiny. I also added some more scale-like design. Not too shabby. Now, let's compare to the official torso. Well, something is not right. It seems that the original dragon design does not have an outline. Looking at other ninja outfits, I noticed that if something is meant to be on the same layer, it's usually without an outline. So let's go back and fix it. And even though I like the shape, simply turning the outline gold is not enough. Let's go back to the drawing board. Oh yeah, redoing it was definitely the right choice. It looks so much better. I wonder if you noticed, but I've tried going with a bit of a source dragon shape and feel for this dragon design, so it would make a bit more sense if it was released during Dragon's Rising. Now, let's get to the legs. It's gonna be tricky as I have never designed legs before, but most Ninjago figures just use a belt for the waist and a design that continues from the torso onto the legs. And yes, going with a belt and continuing the design from the torso was definitely the right choice. It looks natural. Let's design the other leg now. Awesome! I managed to match the belt with the waist print, but let's see the whole thing now. With the head and the mask, it definitely looks like a Legacy figure. Let's bring him on, and here he is, Legacy Kai DX, or as I like to call him, Kai SDX. Now, let's move on to Season 1 introduced only one suit line. Unless you count Kendo, which is like trainee but with different helmet and armor, or NRG, which are not really suits. But, you know, since Zen Extreme suits were remade once during Dave the Departed, I don't feel like I need to remake them. And also every single suit of that line looks different, so I'd probably have to remake all of them. So for now, let's just move on. Kimono suits. Arguably not as iconic as any of the previous suits, but still very important to the history of Ninjago. With this suit, I wanted to capture the Sensei Lloyd vibe. It was meant to be their final attire for the final battle, so it's only fair if they looked as if they were becoming masters. Which thematically fits Dragon's Rising, as each of the ninja gets a student of their own. At first I didn't know which ninja I wanted to wear this outfit, but finally decided on Cole, who recently was kinda hinted at to get a student of his own. While I think this torso came out great, I don't think orange fits as well as I thought it would, so I decided to change it to dark grey. And here he is, a Legacy Kimono Cole, or Master Cole. And the next installment is... Since pretty much season 3 and 4 outfits were refused to make Legacy 2 suits, I decided to leave them be. That's all. Let's move on. This season's suit line introduced one of the coolest concepts that was revisited only once. Making Zane the Titanium Ninja was a bold choice and I think he looks great. And yes, I really love him as the White Ninja and I think he's better as a White Ninja and not a silver one. I find it lame that this cool of a concept was reused only once with season 7 suits where he was fully silver or titanium. I decided to remake the Titanium Ninja outfit. Don't get me wrong, I don't think the original is bad or it aged poorly. It's iconic and I wanted to include it into this video. Starting with an awesome detail I noticed just recently, the mask of Titanium Zane has these 3 screws or bolt printed onto the mask. How cool is that? Then I decided to remake the body. Mind you, all 5 jungle robes use the original animal symbols. Luckily, the 2020 pink Zane figure came with a refreshed design. It's probably not the most accurate as they changed this design for his Legacy 3 outfit, but I think this feels better and more nostalgic. After a while, I put together this for a body, but it was still incomplete. Later, it started to look good, but still lacked detail. Now, it looks great. I'd even say it's kinda overwhelming now, but I'm gonna leave as it is. Now with somewhat of an idea for leg printing, I started to give it a bit more detail with knee pads, and also some screws and toe detail. And here's the finalized Titanium Ninja Zane, and also a variant with the blue visor. Moving on. Originally, I didn't plan on going so far with this Legacy suits concept, but actually I created a Season 5 and Season 6 mashup figure as a Legacy 3 concept a way back. They were created way before the official Legacy 3 suit was revealed. As you can see, I used a messy gradient and also recolored some random leg print. Unfortunately, in official Legacy sets we only got one of these suits, which kinda sucks because Deepstone suits are one of my favorite suits of all time. Here you can see a comparison between my and the official Zane. I decided to remake my old Legacy 3 suit concept, as well as improve upon the official one. Obviously, I started with building a template for how Jay will look. Since Airjitsu, or I guess since Airjitsu doesn't exist, the Spinjitzu Tornado is the most important part of the body, I'm gonna start with that. Low-key, it already looks great, but let's finish the suit design, let's give it something that screams possession and not only skybound. Looks amazing, but lacks detail. Let's add some. And honestly, it's kinda perfect. Let's make it shine. And now for the legs. Did you know that Possession and Skybound suits reuse the same leg design? It actually happened once more during season 13. Actually, let's give him some toe detail. And here is Legacy 3J. Honestly, comparing him to the 2020 version, I think the new one does everything so much better. It looks like an official figure and not some poorly made custom. But well, what do you think? In conclusion, here's all 4 original ninja in new outfits I designed for them. Here's every one of them comparing to the outfit they're based on. If you enjoyed this video and want to show some support, like, share and subscribe. Comment which character or suits would you like me to be designed next. And stay tuned because we're gonna do villains. See you around, bye!